Now check this out. Look at the temperature. Plus 38 Celsius. 38, almost 40 degrees Celsius. That's, I don't know, you guys look it up on Google. So close to 100 F, 95. Like, I'm all dirty, and all we did so far was step one. So the guys helped me unload the Jeep. So we just hooked up 2 chains on each side. The Jeep before was 7,800 pounds, but after it became heavier, after they modified this part and this part, so I think it's about 8,200 now. And of course it's longer, so we use these D-rings over here. One here, and the same on the other side. And I undid one chain because you always tighten these chains when you lift it, otherwise you can damage airbags. But I think the ground here is uneven. I was able to unhook that one, but this one is still tight, so I cannot inflate the bags. And so the second thing we did in this step one is flip the neck. They use a big forklift. We hook up a chain on just on one side here, and I hooked up hydraulics, but that hose goes to the truck, so I hooked up air, you know, electric. And then once I hook up to the Jeep, I'll have to connect all those hoses over there. So I'm still probably an hour away from being ready to load. And today we have 2 trailers like that. Monster. I looked up yesterday on their website. I think these are 80 tons. They call them 80-ton trailers. Oh, and yeah, and why I'm here, the most important thing, why am I here, is because they found a guy yesterday who was on site at 6 o'clock, and he took that piece in the front, and I found it on I found a PDF, full PDF with all the info. Like before I could only see occasional data, but now I downloaded a full PDF of this SR75 machine, and I think they call that piece something table, like a drill table something. And according to that PDF, the complete thing is 5 metric tons, which is about 11,000 something pounds. But they took it off around 10 or 11 o'clock today, and then the dispatch here texted me and he says there's a little recycle yard nearby. They have a scale, small scale, so we're gonna weigh this thing so that you know, because we know before it was 130,000. And so they scale that, and it turns out that piece they took, they were thinking it was like 3,500 pounds, right? And I said, no way, everything is massive, like solid frame, super thick steel. I said 10,000. And so they scale it, it turned out to weigh 7,200 pounds. 7,200 pounds, you know? So if they would remove the rear piece, which they said is too much work, and they refused to do it, so I'm pretty sure that if they remove that one with the cables in the back, this would be 115 for sure. Yeah, I'm all unhooked from the trailer, and do you hear that sound? That's a warning sound of the machine. This kind gentleman over here showed me how to use the remote. that's it. The rest is up to me, so let's see what's happening over here. I'm afraid to look at that thing, you know? Oh yeah, you see this? So the airbags are maxed out. So once I raise the trailer, yeah, oh, this axle is okay. So that's how we're gonna run. All right, it's 7:37, which means it's yeah. But sorry, wanted to ask you on any tips about parking. Yeah, I sent you a message there. Like, yeah, that was the shipper, very nice guy. So he was the guy who was moving the machine. He told me how to start it, but he's also, you see, okay, I'm running like this. The trailers of this shipper. It's a big trucking company, and I see all their trailers, they are tandems with 8 wheels in the back. Oh, and they have some flats, but probably maybe it's not theirs. I don't know, but I'm a bit nervous. About this booster. But like I said, this will be a good test, and I can see that I need to change the shim, but I don't want to do that with this monster load, because this will be a nightmare to change shims. That's why, you know, it's not it's not that tall, so it's like the first couple of miles, it's a bit scary. It just reminds me how I was driving with that Yuntan PM23. Maybe I'll change the shims tomorrow, but this will be a nightmare, you know. But did I do this with I think I did this with the what load? I had the load. Remember I said, oh, it only took like 2 hours. Oh, I think when I had that superstructure. Because yeah, I put in the red one, right? And then I think I had to take it out or something. I don't remember. But so I'll see what my weights are on the scale. And we'll go from there. And I'm just going back to the track stop where I spent the night, because this is much better than petrol, because petrol has a very bad turn from the scale, right? You have to turn, and I remember it was very difficult. I'm too long. So we're here at this Morton's.
200 meters, turn left onto East Cheyenne Avenue.
At this Morton's Travel Plaza. It's straight through, and the truck stop itself is huge.
Turn left onto East Cheyenne Avenue.
And it's right down this road here. Like, I'm gonna turn left here and then just stay on it for 5 kilometers. Decides to brake, it's better do it now when I'm not on the freeway and I'm driving at a very slow speed. But it's amazing, you know. Now I get the feeling how all this shimming works in combination with the booster, you know. And I really appreciate all the tips I got from my YouTube friend Jamie. Thanks, Jamie. Like, you know, when you don't have enough shims, he told me just raise the front. He says, especially if your load is not too tall, and mine is not too tall. He says raise the front of the trailer. That's the same as if you're adding shims. And so now I'm at the maximum position 5 in the front, but I can clearly see how that shim, more shim in the back, it pushes the booster like this, you know. Thermometer on the dash shows 42 degrees Celsius. But yeah, it feels heavy when you brake. Like I feel that the truck doesn't want to stop. Now that's the good indicator that it's a heavy load. я еду за туманом и за запахом тайги. Stop. It's like a train. How I'm gonna drive in the mountains when the road is like this? And that's why it helps to have the pusher axle. Celsius, what is that? 95, 90, 92 F. into my face. Check the height. I'm 13.4 or 13.5. Even with the front at position 5, so I can go lower, but that will affect my booster, you know. But for the weight, this would be a easy load, because I'm 9 feet 10 inches wide. Because turns out that when I went to look at this machine, it seemed pretty wide, but the shipper did it. The guys who picked up this machine, they had a drop side trailer, right? And so they had to move the tracks. Turns out on this machine, the tracks, you can widen them, or you can make them narrow for transport. truck stop. And what I like is that, you see, like you come in like this, and then you go through the pump, so you go around if it's not blocked in there, and then the scale is right there. Like I can see the sign that says enter. So basically like this, straight, you know. Unfortunately, I already see a couple of guys parked on the you know, next to the scale, and that's what this shipper guy was telling me. He says that would be a good spot for, you know, a long trailer. Just park next to the scale, he says, because that's a big truck stop. Because yeah, everybody else parks like this, you know. I cannot just block 20 spots, right, by pulling next to a wall. But we'll figure something. If not, I'll just drive north to I'll drive to Petro. Easy does it, right? Easy, easy, easy.
Your destination is on the left.
You don't say. Really? I thought we had to do another kind of like a block around, no? Yeah, you see this? Perfect. It's pretty much straight. So they kicked me out. I parked near the scale. There's nobody there. I'm alongside this lady inside. You know, I went in to pay for the scale ticket. No, you cannot park there. That's not a parking spot. But I said, I'm not in the way. I'm not blocking anybody. That's not a parking spot, sir. You have to find a parking spot. Okay. So I park like this. Just found a spot. But you see, the problem here at this truck stop is that they don't have double spots. You know, where trucks park, like, you know, 1 and 2. All these spots of a single tractor trailer, right? And they're not that long, but right now I pulled in like this, so I stick out a little bit in the front, and my booster sticks out a little bit in the back, but I'm okay. Like, I'm inside a parking spot, good for the night. Now, bad news, good news about the scale ticket. Good news, the scale ticket is only $8, and then the second fee, the second way, is $1, so $9. That's the good news. Like, it's all good news today. Another piece of good news is that my gross weight is 187,400, 187,400 pounds, which means that, knowing my empty weight of 73,540, another good news means that this machine weighs 113,860, but it's probably a bit heavier because my empty weight of 73.5 is with full tanks of fuel, and so I deduct that. But now I don't have, I have maybe 90-85%. So let's just, yeah, so basically the guy was right. So he said 115,000. So it does feel heavy, and there's nothing I can do with the position actually of the machine, like looking at the scale ticket. Again, you see, what would help in this situation, I'm just slightly a bit over on the first tandem on the trailer. So what would I need is either a slightly longer deck, like really freaking critical, you know. If I had a 5-foot deck insert right now, of course I would be 110 long, and then you probably need escorts everywhere, I don't know. But if I had an extra 5 foot of space, I could have moved that machine more to the front, you know, because it's the boom, you know, that boom, it's way heavy. But right now I have like this much space between the machine and my neck, right? So either that, or another thing that would help in the situation is, again, another axle, you know. But another axle, first of all, of course, I'm not sure how my booster would work with 3+2. They say it should work, but you know, I don't think it was designed for a 3+2, but I guess we'll find out if I buy that axle. But that's what often happens, you know, when you pick up, and this is not even 120,000, right? This is, let's say 115, and it's already causing trouble. But actually, extra axle would not be super helpful. You know why? Because Fontaine says if I add one more axle, my rating becomes 120 in 16 feet instead of 120 in 12. No, well, hold on. This is not 120, this is 115, so it would work. But the tracks are only 14 feet long. And with 5-foot deck insert, you also lose some capacity, but it becomes 120 in 14.5, which is still better than 120 in 16. So the deck becomes weaker, right? But anyway, so I did all I can with this load. I cannot go any further forward, and the overall weight is okay. So it's not as crazy like the guy was saying, 130,000. So basically, if it's 115 and they took off one piece that was 7,000 pounds, so it was 122. So I guess they don't know the empty weight, you know, because I'm pretty sure I know my correct weight, and I see the ticket. I see the ticket. So looks pretty good, but not perfect. But what is it? Okay, so let me just change clothes. I gotta change clothes and go take a shower, and then get ready to start working on permits. And I'm going to order permits. I can even order them tomorrow, you know. But I'm 3 hours, yeah, because I'm 3 hours back, right? So now it's 9 o'clock my time, so it's 6 here, and it's already 8 in Iowa. Yeah, I'll figure something out. But anyway, so this is the most important thing. I'm loaded. I'm not too heavy, so which is the good news. And the booster seemed to work fine on the way here. I think we're doing good. So now it's going to be a very long trip, you know, like 3,000 miles. So it's probably going to take me 2 weeks minimum. All right, that's it. Time for a shower and some cold Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, and maybe some sandwich with no buns. Thanks for watching.